this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to be reviewing the Benyar BY B179M, homage to the Tudor Black Bay. This is not an homage to the Tudor Black Bay 58, because the dimensions are much more similar to the Tudor Black Bay of 41 millimeters, not the 39 millimeters of the Black Bay 58. They also make a colorway with the red bezel and black face like the Tudor Black Bay 41 and not the BB 58. Let's start out with the wrist check. I'm wearing my Pagani design, homage to the Seiko Tuna. I'm really looking forward to reviewing this one. This will be my next review. And Grego is wearing another Benyar. This is my Benyar homage to the Royal Oak. Grego wanted to wear the Royal Oak because he says sometimes it's a royal pain in the ass to be in my videos. Here's the watch. Looks really nice. Let's see what's in the box. I already did an unboxing video, but all of you might not have seen that yet. Once again, here's that magnet clasp. And comes with the instructions with the unsigned warranty at the back. Comes with a nice cleaning cloth. And this one also comes with the bracelet adjuster. These things make it really convenient to adjust a link bracelet. I already have one similar, but it's always nice to have an extra one. The watch is 42 millimeters, unlike the Tudor, which is 41. It's 48.5 millimeters lug to lug, 22 millimeter lug width, 15.7 millimeter lug height. It's pretty chunky, and it weighs 155 grams with 2 links removed from the bracelet. If you look at the case, and then you look at the case back says all solid stainless steel. Well, I think that's a lie, because this case is obviously chrome plated, so it's not stainless steel. In fact, to verify that it's chrome plated, I took one of the end links off to verify that it was shiny between the lugs. And when I did that and I put the bracelet back on, you can see all those little scratch marks from me putting it back on, and that color of the scratches is definitely not the color of stainless steel. So this case is definitely made of something else. This watch was $60, which is about as expensive as you can get for a Benyar, but still fairly affordable. But the watch doesn't look cheap. If you look at the bezel, the paint looks really nice. It doesn't have that cheap look to it. It's a really dark navy blue though, a lot darker than the Tudor it's homaging. In fact, in the wrong light, it often looks black. It does have a blue face too, where the Tudor has a black face. I'm glad it has the blue face. I think it looks a lot better blue and blue. In fact, I think that's one of the reasons why the BB58 blue is so popular, is because it has a blue face. But even though the bezel looks nice, when you start spinning the bezel, that's when the cheapness starts to show through. There's a lot of play in this bezel. It's pretty mushy. Lots of back play, look at that. And the bezel also doesn't line up exactly. It's a little bit to the left there. And when you can move it back and forth this way also. So it's very loose. It is a 60 click bezel. And sometimes when you spin it, you can kind of feel it grabbing the gasket. When you look at the applied indices, It looks more like a Tudor Pelagos than it does a Black Bay because the indices are square, where the Black Bay has round indices. The dome crystal, it says Hardlex, although I'm convinced that Benyar is using Hardlex as a generic term for hardened glass. But it looks nice. There's no way you're going to get a sapphire crystal on a watch this affordable. And that's kind of nice anyway. A lot of cheap sapphire crystals, it's really hard to see through them because they have a lot of glare. And an affordable watch is not going to have anti-reflective coating. I am not going to do a scratch test on this crystal, but suffice to say I don't have any scratches on it yet. If you look at the sign crown, it is not a screw-in, meaning you can wind it without screwing it out. Even though it's not a screw-in crown, it still says 100 meters of water resistance. Although I'm kind of skeptical about a watch with a bezel this loose having that much water resistance. Take it swimming at your own risk. I will not be doing a water test. I do not have the proper equipment. The movement is that you can see in the display back is a G3265Z. This is a Chinese-made movement. I don't know how it is different from the G2666Z of the Benyar Milgauss I reviewed last week. They look very similar when you look at them side by side. But it is a nice looking movement. And I think Benyar does a pretty good job with their rotor. Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of markings on it, but at least it looks kind of stylish compared to the Pagani design rotors, which are very, very plain. It does have the blue screws, which make it look very nice. It does hand wind, but it does not hack. When you pull out the crown, the second hand keeps ticking. And that means you cannot set it accurately. In fact, just like the G2666Z of the Milgauss Benyar, you can't back hack either. When you spin it backwards, the second hand just keeps ticking away. A lot of watches that don't hack, you can back hack because the hand will stop when you move it backwards. But this one will not. It's kind of liberating though, because you can never set it precisely, so you never try. You just set the minute hand and the hour hand to where it needs to go and call it good. When I first got this watch, I put it on the Timegrapher, or I'll use the Timegrapher app on my phone, and it measured 65 seconds fast. Wow, that's really fast. But then again, this watch comes in a case with a magnet in it, and sure enough, this watch was highly magnetized. So this time though, I didn't fully wind it, and so it didn't take that long to let it wind down. And then I gave it 3 good zaps with the demagnetizer, and then wound it up, and then it started running 15 seconds fast, which is a lot better than 65. So sure enough, it was magnetized. Looks like it stopped on me. Well, that's really embarrassing for Benyar. Their watch crashes on me when I'm doing a review. Well, that's not very good at all. Well, it looks like I gave it a little tap and that started ticking again. Anyway, after a couple of days, I ran the Timegrapher again and it was running 8 seconds fast. So the same thing happened with my Benyar Milgauss. After a couple of days, it slowed down a little bit. The bracelet has hollow end links, but they're in there really good. There's no play or anything. And it does have female end links, so the bracelet doesn't take up any more room than it has to. Female end links always make a bigger watch wear a little bit smaller. I like the bracelet. The bracelet is all brushed solid steel. This is not chrome plated or anything. The clasp is just your basic Benyar clasp. Every Benyar I have has a clasp like this. It's just your simple clasp with no micro adjust. It works well. Just means that when you size the bracelet, you can't always get that perfect fit. This one, I would say, is just a little hair tight on me after I removed 2 links. I wish I could just let it out 1 little millimeter that a micro adjust would allow. It was really easy to remove the links. Once again, they give you a tool to do it. And here, let me show you a close-up picture of one of the links. I'm not able to do that with my camera, but I can show you a still. See how those links, how the heads of them look like little springs? They stay in really nice, but go in and out very easy. Very easy to adjust. I like this. I did notice there is a little mark here on the clasp. Here we are once again in the Lume room. Let's check out the Lume. Let's give it a good zap with the UV flashlight. And let's go ahead and turn out the lights. And there we go. You might think that the Lume's pretty good looking at this, but it doesn't last very long at all. In fact, I was going to do a 20-minute Lume test for you, but when I looked at the results, I said, never mind. So, needless to say, the Lume is there, but it's not very good. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. Once again, I had removed 2 links for it to fit. It's almost ideal. I just wish I could remove it just half a link, just a little bit, just a little tight. But if I put another link back in, it would be way too loose. So I'd rather have it just a hair tight than way too loose. Due to the flat color, this watch looks pretty good on NATO straps. Here it is on a navy blue strap. The navy blue strap really pulls out the navy blue of the bezel and face. Looks pretty good. It also looks really good on khaki. Once again, the flat color, it matches just about anything flat. Here it is on that NATO strap that came with my Pagani design No Time to Die Bond Homage. Looks really good, even though it's black and gray. Goes well with the flat blue. What do I like about this watch? Well, I really like the looks of the bezel and the face. I think they really nailed it. It doesn't look cheap at all. It doesn't look like a $60 watch. The insert, even though it's aluminum, really nice. Good paint, nice lettering, and the face looks good. The Benyar logo is nice. There's not too much writing there. I like the snowflake hour hand, and I like the fact that it has the more traditional Tudor indices and not the ones that they use on the modern Black Bay. I like the bracelet. I like the fact that it's easy to adjust. I like the fact that it's solid stainless steel. And once again, even though it has hollow end links, they're in there really good. There's not a lot of play on the bracelet. I was going to say that I really liked the accurate movement, but then it stopped on me during this review. So I don't know. This has never happened to me before. I've never had to tap a watch to get it going again. What are my gripes and groans? Well, first of all, the blue is a little dark. Sometimes in low lighting it looks almost black. Wish they would have lightened it up just a hair. Then the elephant in the room, of course, is this chrome plated case, which doesn't match the bracelet. It worked okay on the Milgauss I had because that had polished center links, and so the chrome case wasn't jarring. It matched the center links. But in this case, especially for a black bay, it should have a brushed case, and you just can't do that with chrome plating. And the bezel, really loose, lots of play. I don't trust it for 100-meter water resistance. And sometimes when you spin it, you can really feel it grip the gasket. The lume is very inadequate, doesn't last very long at all. In fact, if you don't give it a good zap with the UV flashlight, you don't even know it exists. Do I recommend this watch? It all comes down to how you feel about this case. If you're okay with the chrome plated case, then for $60 you are getting a nice looking watch. Although once again, it's getting harder to recommend this considering that the movement stopped during the review. At $60, this is about as expensive as a Benyar as you can get. There's not a lot of Tudor Black Bay homages on AliExpress. You can get a Corjo for about $90, or for a good $150 you can get the Pagani design. So it all depends. Do you want to spend the extra $30 or $40 and get the brush case or not? Or are you happy with the good looking face and bezel? I'll let you decide. I don't think the watch is garbage, even though it did stop during my review. I don't know if that was just a fluke. It's never done it before, and hopefully it won't do it again. I'll do a follow-up review later and let you know if it ever stops on me again. Thank you for watching my review, and I'll be back again with the review for that Pagani design tuna watch that I just unboxed. Thank you. Bye.